We're back. We're back. Stream is up. We're gonna be going through best ending with Makar here. Makar, say hello. Does that get picked up? Can y'all hear that? Oh, actually, I don't even see it in my sources, so that's a problem. Let me just add it again. Maybe I added it to the wrong scene. Let me just add it again. Say something now.
Hello, hello.
Oh, yeah, that definitely works. Sweet. Sweet. Okay. Let's do this thing. So I just got like a file here that's just off of Plateau with some pretty standard stuff. You don't need a sledgehammer in this category. I pick it up because I still do the BTV to cryo, so I like it just to have, you know, a good jump.
Okay.
You absolutely don't need it for this category. Oh, shield. This one's damaged. I'll just like grab a fresh one in Kakariko just for the sake of learning. Peppers. I have 3 in my inventory. You can grab from the Boko camp there. 6 peppers, a couple shrooms. The meat there is probably a good idea to grab too.
Okay.
Because food is a little bit tight in this category. I also grab the Hyrule herbs that are like behind Magnesis. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yep.
With that setup where you just instead of going straight onto the wall right there, you run over here and you can jump onto the wall there, and it's like a very similar setup for a BLS across to the stasis tree. Other than that, I think Plateau is pretty normal. Maybe we could go through. Oh God, I'm rusty. I haven't actually played this game in a while. I have had a little bit of a break from gaming, but we should go over the one major difference with Plateau is the wind bomb from the tower. Because I'm not sure if you're aware that like nowadays with the new Plateau, we grab the tower between bombs and magnesis. My car's much louder than me. Thank you, Jason. I will adjust. See if that helps.
So you do the same BLSS from bombs, but you just stop halfway. Just grab the tower real quick.
Yeah. You stop halfway. You grab the tower. Nothing else is needed on the ground. You just activate the terminal. It rises up. You get Zelda's cutscene, but there's a cutscene trigger that surrounds the tower. It's like a wall that's fairly high up, and you got to get over it. Okay. So what you do is you come here, you line up. I use like this, just like the edge of this. I don't know. What do you call that? It's just like, I don't know, thing jutting off the side of the tower. I use the edge of that.
Tower design thing. Yeah. Okay.
And then you do like a cardinal height wind bomb, like that. Wait till Link is like falling, and then induce lag like a super launch, so you can do your thing. You won't always land in the pond like that, but I mean, if you do land in the pond, you won't need to do the fall damage cancel, obviously, but you should not expect to land in the pond. But it's a vertical height wind bomb, so it's similar inputs to the tree wind bomb, which I know you were having some trouble with. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go over that, or are you getting more comfortable with it now?
I got a little better. I figured out that my circle was too early, so I delayed circle a tad bit for me personally, and it started working a lot better. I'm still not too good with it, but it is a little better.
Yeah. I find that the inputs for this there's like very, very similar to that. So what I do is I push X, L, and ZR. I just like space out those inputs like 1, 2, 3, bop, bop, bop.
Gotcha.
So
right.
X, L, ZR, 1, 2, 3. Wait for about a quarter stamina to deplete. Oh, that was not a very good one, but we landed here. But ideally, you would land closer to the shrine there. Like you don't even need to clip because you'll have gotten the tower. So The only shrine you need to clip into in a lot of routes these days is just bombs.
Okay.
You get the tower,
And
and and then all of the rest of the shrines are just unlocked,
right.
which helps a
You
little bit
start.
for ragdoll management, ragdoll glitch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, you start trying to induce lag for what would be a super, just a lag stop. You said when you're falling down, right?
Yeah, like after the arch of the ragdoll, like as Link is starting to fall, he's
Mm-hmm.
like going his fastest. That's when you would start doing it. You just point the camera towards the forest and do super launch inputs,
Okay.
and you should have an easy time of it. I have heard some people having troubles. Feel free to like turn on VR if you need to induce lag a little bit harder,
Right.
which I know you're familiar with. Um, but it shouldn't be necessary. You should be able to get enough lag, just normally. Very very rarely I won't get the lag and I'll just die. Unfortunately, just lose time and reload or restart the run. Yeah, that's I think everything you need to know about Plateau. Just that. And then the first thing we do off of Plateau is go straight to Kakariko, and I'll show you my setup for that.
All
What I
right.
do is I'm up to here. I have a BLS right here. Do a side hop, and then like that. So it's a BLS setup where you have to hop into it. I don't know, like how much BLS have you done like since you've been back to the game?
Um, so my extent is like I pick up the pot in Temple of Time, and I think I do the same thing where you pull out the bow and then
Oh
you
yeah, yeah,
jump
it's the
into
same
it.
sort of inputs. You jump into
Right.
it.
Yeah, yeah. And then in terms of like other BLSS, it's pretty much it. And I've like done it around the map just to get comfortable with it,
Yeah,
but not with anything like other than the pot or the bomb.
yeah. So there's like we'll probably go over a few different types of setups for step ups, but like this is the one where you kind of aim into it, hold forward, jump B. Oh, I can get it. Jump B. It's like that. And then you push B like as you kind of like go into the wall.
Right, right. Okay.
Um, and then my lineup for getting to Kakariko is a little bit different from a lot of people, but what I do is I go like past tower. I loop around the left of the tower first of all, and then I'll go towards Kakariko, and I'm kind of aiming. You see, like there's 4 hills around Kakariko there, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. I'm kind of going
Yep.
in between those 2.
Okay.
I've never actually had a problem with like hitting a speed cap with this one in particular, but imagine if you're going super fast, you might have that issue. But I try to get into this little valley. This is like I guess it's like the western entrance to Kakariko. Oh god, this angle's terrible. Not a very good example, but like you go through this valley. Okay. Dropped it. But let's imagine that I didn't drop it. And we get into Kakariko, and I'm gonna take this guy's meat. We get into Kakariko, and we skip Paya.
Yep. You said you go left of the tower at the start and then turn that and then get like that right angle towards that valley.
Yep.
Okay.
Other runners can, a lot of other runners, I think most people will do it differently than I do, where they go around this way and enter Kakariko from this side.
Okay.
You can try either, see what works for you. I don't think either way is particularly fastest. I think it's just whatever you're going to be more comfortable with. Like
Right.
with either way that you come in, you're going to do a bit of gliding. Like I usually stop the slide around here and then just kind of glide down. You have quite a bit of time before Paya will load in.
Okay.
If you zoom in fast enough. And of course, we talk to Impa and we get our quests, which I will do.
So, you're finally awake. It has been quite a long time, Link.
The slide to
How
Hiteno.
much
I've started doing something a little bit different for that
you remember
than what
me?
I used to do, and what is in my my PB for best ending. I'll show you that. I think it's a lot less finicky than dealing with the stump above Kakariko.
Yeah, I've seen people do that, and it looks miserable. But
Yeah, to get from Kakariko to Lanayru Eastgate memory, I would use the stump, but I try to avoid using the stump whenever I can
okay,
now because it does suck to step up onto. So I will go over using the stump because we will do it, but for this one to get to Hiteno, there's something different, something new. That we got from ZDI. A
ooh,
lot of runners have been doing. I'm just gonna grab the pot lid just so this one doesn't break because it's pretty beat up. You wouldn't need it in a run, but grab it just so we have a backup.
okay. And just to recap for the food, you get peppers, mushrooms, and a steak.
Peppers, mushrooms, steak, and you can grab the herbs behind
Herbs, yeah.
Magnesis.
Okay.
And that should be good until we come back to Kakariko and we'll visit the fairy fountain. We'll get some fairies.
Okay.
We don't do any cooking. And you're familiar with the wind bomb from like the steps outside of Impa's there to the shrine, right?
Yes.
Do that one instead of what I just did because I grabbed the pot lid, but activate the shrine. My setup, my angle for this is actually exactly what we used to do when we were going to the Boko camp.
Yeah.
Only I don't go for the super and I land much sooner. So the exact same angle as that, and then you land here. You drop the bomb down there so that where you're like, I don't know, I guess you're
Trapping
blocking it
it.
from rolling away. It's like going into this like right angle here with the edge of this little rock formation, right?
Okay.
And then pick up the bomb, hop up. That was not the greatest starting direction there. Wiggle through the valley here is the goal. And I am rusty. Okay. Let's actually just go right from that again.
Is there a consistent starting angle that can send you like at least towards the right direction?
Yes. um, like most of the time, you will get going in the right direction.
Okay.
Like the starting angles for BLS are rough sometimes. Like sometimes you just get thrown in like a weird direction.
I got you.
And it is difficult to know when that's going to happen. That's BLS. It is fun. This again. There you go. So that's a better starting to. This. Oh my gosh! Really? I suck. I haven't played in a while. My bad.
No problem. It's good for me. I can practice it.
It's like steering through this valley is like the only hard part. You can kind of take it slow, but like once you get past that like Boko camp, then it's just a straight line to Hiteno. You just got to be careful not to touch the walls too much. And this is an alternative to using the stump. Like, if you are more comfortable with the stump, you can do that. I don't think this is much faster. It's just way less of a... Taking it kind of slow through here. Once you're through here, you can kind of just go full speed. As long as Link's back is facing a wall, then you kind of like bounce off of it. If your the front of Link, if it hits a wall, that's when you run into problems. But if you like wiggle your back into a wall, he doesn't grab it, and you usually don't drop it. You just kind of bounce off of it. Bonging.
Okay. Good to know.
You get used to it. This time I got out of there. We are heading towards... I'm gonna grab some apples. This file is really low on. So eat enough so you can do 2 wind bombs. This part you should know.
Yep. It's the same, I think.
Pretty much unchanged. I do a mid-air here now. Faster. That's you can certainly land and do a second wind bomb from the roof there.
It's just so you can grab more apples.
Yeah, grab some more. So if you have the hammer, then you can feel free to just throw the stick away here. When you light the torch, if you don't have the hammer and the stick is all you've got, then hang on to it. Jackie!
Same as usual. Got a bit of time to kill.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot of that in this run, right?
Yeah,
It's a lot of
especially the
cutscenes.
start.
That's probably why this is not a super popular category. You know, a lot of people don't like waiting around. Even Player 5 said that he didn't like that about this category. But he came in, proved that he's really good at very fast BLS. Grabbed
Yep.
the world record, and I don't think he'll ever touch the category again.
It's pretty incredible. I was watching a little bit of it, and like, apparently the very first run he did was world record, and he just improved it a little better, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Pretty insane.
Hopefully, it didn't like effectively kill this category. Like I still find this category is fun to run. Like world record is a little bit like more impossible, but that doesn't mean it's not still a good category to run.
Yeah.
I
running
kind of like
nowadays?
having the downtime during runs like this, like to be able to just chill in between each section while you wait
I
for
agree.
cutscenes. What's wrong with that? Right. For this, we go back to CAC. Gotta take the picture of her, of course. She has to approve the picture of her. Make sure you You see that that has happened.
You can grab more apples, right?
Hmm? I
By the
grabbed more apples. In a run, you would not need to grab the apples. The stuff
okay.
you grab, the herbs on plateau, the extra peppers, all of that, like, you wouldn't need. I'm grabbing this stuff just because this file has nothing.
Cool, cool.
But getting used to like just knowing where the apples are and where backup food is, like, is gonna help you. Like if you're on a bad run where you like do one too many bad wind bombs, then just like knowing that those apples are there will help you, you know,
Yep, for sure.
for backup. And there's the 2 eggs that are on your way, like between the shrine and Impa, that I like to grab sometimes. Eggs are a lot better than the apples, right? Because they're full heart.
On the tree, right?
Yeah, on the top of that tree. Alright, then you come out here. I use this sign here, this little flag outside of the armor shop. I line up there. I got good. Get me to right now. The fairies are really like the food for the run of you. For most of it. Like you don't have to eat a ton at all in this run. The fact that we don't cook is my justification for why this category doesn't need IST. Like if you're not even going out of your way to go to a cooking pot, then you probably don't need to do IST for the category. No?
Yep.
Alright. Grab 4 fairies. Aim, I aim for the back tree. You see these like 3 trees are lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Aim for the back one. It's like basically almost exactly cardinal. Do this. That'll land you at the stump. And then this is the notorious stump. It is terrible. My lineup for this is this like big root here. We stand to the right of it, angle ourselves so that we're kind of facing, I guess, parallel to the root. And then when I drop the bomb, I don't jump to drop it, because that will almost immediately roll away.
Okay.
I take the bomb out and then I place it, and then it's less likely to roll. Or it rolls slower anyway. Oh, yeah. And just, like, depending on wind here, you can just get that. If that were to happen to me in a run, just back it up by just switching to square. Doing the square BLS. Square is slower for BLS, it has slower acceleration. But if you just wiggle super hard, it doesn't matter too much. It's just going to be like more labor intensive, I guess, to BLS with a square. So I prefer to BLS with round. And then we go this way. I go just to the right of the big peak. And hug it to the left as close as I can. And once we're like kind of right beside it, turn sharply to the left.
Okay.
This is going to Lanayru Eastgate. Oops, wow, that was weird. Got turned. Yeah, you can kind of see that with the square bomb I'm getting slower acceleration. Not as good. Here we go, first memory.
Oh,
After this is what differs a lot from... Actually, this is the biggest difference between my routing and what Player 5 does. Player 5 warps after this, and he goes to, I believe, Kakariko, and does the BLS to the next memory. But I prefer to not warp. I will just wind bomb up. I have a setup here to get to the next memory.
Okay.
I believe his rationale probably for that is based on the amount of food that he has,
Mm.
if I had to guess. I haven't talked to him about it specifically, but if I had to guess, he's doing it because of food. Oh, I want food. I do. Come up here. Go basically south. And around here, I'm going to do another one, basically just south. I'll let the fairy heal. And right here, I look for this like patch of green, this like green triangle shape here to show where this rock is.
Okay.
This one also has green, but it's not like a triangle. You're looking for this. Dropped a bomb here. Very unlikely that it'll roll away. But there's the angles of these rocks. And this is the same kind of jump setup that we do at the Temple of Time. I aim for this like black dot here. Jump into it. Slide.
Okay.
Is a very consistent place to get a step up. I like it a lot. And then the only thing you really need to dodge here is like the rock just to my left here. Cruise right past it.
Cool.
Yeah. And go kind of like, I don't know, I use Lenebru Tower as my guide. As you get closer, you see where we're heading. Point it out. I'm going to do 2 more wind bombs to get up to the memory. I do a wind bomb and then a midair. Going to Elden Canyon. I should probably make that clear that the next stop is Elden Canyon. Elden Canyon. And right on this peak. The bomb fall away. Load it. Point just to the right of north. Bomb to recharge. Bomb. Not the best.
That was great. I like that. That is so much better than, oh my word, that BTB that used to be all the
Oh
way.
yeah, we used to do
Oh
two
my-
BTBs up here, right?
Yes, it's
From
terrible.
Kakariko. Yeah, it's way nicer to get to this memory than it used to be.
Sweet.
You're comfortable with doing mid-airs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I don't know of an alternative how exactly I would manage that if I couldn't do mid-airs, so good thing that you can do them.
Whistle spraying up the mountain.
Guess so. Yeah, that used to be a nightmare to get to this
Yeah.
memory. Very bad. All right. So on this next split, we go to what's that one called? The Spring of Power up in Akala.
Okay.
Things you want to be aware of is like where the fire starts. I go around it. I know probably player 5 probably plows right through the fire. I know Tao will plow right through the fire because he's confident that he can make it to the place where we land. We're going to land and grab some attack up food, some razor shrooms.
Okay.
Like they're confident that they can BLS fast enough that they can get there without the bow breaking. That's the real risk because right your shield's unequipped, but your bow will catch fire. Right?
Yeah.
So I use this kind of a bowl shape of this divot here for placing the bomb, so it's not going anywhere. And then here, you see these two textures that kind of like come into a V here.
Yep.
Stand at the bottom of the V. I walk like right up into it so that I can't go forward anymore, and aim my bow, and then just push B. He should start sliding. Oop, I dropped a bomb. It's supposed to happen. Yeah, just start sliding. And I steer way right because of the fire. You can go into the fire for like a little bit before your bow catches. So if you do catch fire, it's not over yet until the bow is burning. Steer around it pretty wide and turn left. Go towards Akala. We're gonna land and get razor shrooms. You can look on the object map to see exactly where they are, but I'll show you. There.
That was the first one I actually got first try.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah, the tower's right on the edge. Good call. Savage. Right here on the edge of these red trees, is where the razor shrooms are. Just need 2 of them here. There's also a big hardy radish there you can grab if you feel like you need it. And then I will stand on these rocks, aim at the shrine, and do a turn towards ordinal, the left. Nice fast wind bump to the map. Razor shrooms. Just like that. So the attack food ends up being these 2 razor shrooms, 1 more razor shroom in castle, in the guards chamber, and then 2 mighty thistles that we get on Satori in just a moment, actually. Very soon. Because from here, we're gonna warp. Probably Great Plateau Tower. What I've been doing in runs is going to Cryo, but I don't know if it really matters. These are both kind of like equal distant. We're going to Sandoden Park Ruins from here.
Okay.
Cryo is maybe a little bit closer, but you're taking cold damage.
Yeah.
You'd maybe take like a half a heart or a heart if you're in there for too long. So power's probably fine.
Okay.
You don't need a ton of height to get to this map. I guess the other nice thing about towers is just the really, really consistent step up on the edge. Almost don't even need to worry about it. You always get it.
Yep.
Except in the rare case when you don't, and then that's just too bad.
It's Breath of the Wild.
It's Breath of the Wild for you, yeah. Oh yeah, this is perfect height to get to the park. I don't know why I used to go to Cryo. Felt like that little bit of shorter distance would be worth it, but okay. After this is Ancient Columns. Way over into Bantha. Make a quick pit stop at Satori Mountain. We can grab backup food there in case you're running low, as well as 2 mighty thistles for the attack food.
It was roughly the same route.
As what?
I
As
think
Layer 5?
as the old one, you would wind bomb up here and then wind bomb to the BTP setup
Oh, yeah, yeah.
to ancient ruins or columns or whatever.
So from here, I go just to the right of Cardinal again. That wasn't the best, but grove here.
Yep.
More
This
food.
thing has a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. Want to avoid text boxes, just go for the herbs.
Yeah.
Not the best but the timing was slow. Oh, I struggle. Tons of herbs, and you will have already grabbed herbs earlier, so free to grab as many of these as you want. Doing anything else because text boxes. Thistles are right here. There's also 2 radishes there. Radishes are... Okay, we'll grab those. I think player 5's route doesn't get herbs, and he just gets the radishes here.
Okay.
Again, we're going for lots of height, and we're going left. So we're going to go just to the left of Cardinal, for the most height that we can get. Once you see those, like, naked birch trees up there... Ooh, that was bad. Pushed a bad button. Once you see these naked birch trees up there, that's where we're aiming for. So what I was trying to do was do a midair. Get the rest of the way up to that.
Okay.
I am just going to joggers. Now I push the A button. Did a shield jump. You can switch to square here on your way up. Because we're going to knock down one of these trees and then immediately start a BLS. So,
Oh, okay.
square, you can knock down a tree, switch to circle, and like right up against it like that. Doesn't really roll away. Same as we did up at Elden Canyon. You hold the bow right up into it, walk as far forward as you can, and then just push B. Should step right up. Those are my favorite step ups. They are way more consistent than a lot of the others. Anytime you can just hold the bow into it, walk all the way forward, and then just push B. Way better than having to rely on like specific angles for step up. See, I do that. Here, you don't even really need to worry about detonating your bomb. It falls out of range. Be fast. You can't get like right up onto this with that BLS, but get close enough that you can climb up the rest of the way and just run over.
Do you jump out of it into the wall?
What do? Yes, I do. I do jump out of
Okay.
it. I'll throw aim too to drop a BLS a lot of the time.
Okay.
Just tapping R. From here, there's like, I don't know, probably dozens of ways to step up a BLS with all these rocks and stuff around here. But because of all the pillars and everything, like if you were to step up here, you'd have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillars to dodge.
Yeah.
All of that. There's a really good step up that's like behind the shrine here, so a little bit of running, but to come over here, the benefit is that you have like a really good step up right.
Perfect.
I will, as I come around here, I watch the grass here to see how strong the wind is and like what direction it's blowing in. If you can see that it's blowing like particularly strong in a given direction, then you can kind of like use that to decide where you're going to drop your bomb and like what angle you're going to stand at.
That makes sense. That's smart.
Right? Oop. Setup is usually pretty easy. And we're going to Arch Plains. We go just around the right of this mountain here. I think this is Mount Rome, named after the king. Through the Tundra Plateau. I think because we're so high up, it doesn't actually trigger any lightning. Good thing. No, we're not even there long enough for it to get struck by lightning anyway. Come over to Urch Plains. Drop down by the big tree. Have you done any percent since the new castle route?
Yes. Yeah, I did a few runs with like out of bounds stuff and even the other ancient era route. So yeah, I've done it a few times.
Okay, good. Yeah, I couldn't remember what any percent you were using when you were active before.
Yeah,
It's good
I
that you
got
know
my
this one, 'cause
PB.
we're about to do exactly the same shit.
Perfect. I got my PB, and then the whole reroute for castle happens, and then I tried it for a bit, and then didn't get a better time.
Hmm.
But I do remember it,
Yeah.
roughly.
Alright, so you want to set this one up as fast as you can. Choo-choos are pretty much guaranteed to come here. Use the root of this tree. And step up is this other root. You could, yeah, I think did you hear the choo-choo spawn just there? I told you they're guaranteed. We come over to the guard's chamber. At this from this slide, the castle gate will almost always load before you get there. See, it just loaded for me. So that
Okay.
means you want to make sure that you're inside before you touch the ground.
Okay.
You land outside. You get the cutscene as soon as you hit the ground, and the gate will load for you during the cutscene. You don't want that. Alternatives, I guess, if the castle gate loads, is the ESC through there, or the slower, they call it the copium route. Go around the right side there to the Cryonis entrance. Throw away our weapon. Glide down here. You can headshot him if you want for consistency, or and sneak. Ooh, that's bad for me. Yeah, headshotting him there is probably better than what I did. Balls, he's just like less likely to be alerted. Izzos on us. I dropped the square bomb just to distract those all posts if they start chasing me. He did not.
Everything's the same. Do you have to break the box? You don't have to break the box, right? Because you already got the 2 razor shrooms
Oops,
and
what
2.
am I doing? Oh, I did break the box and I did grab the razor shroom.
Okay, you did. My bad. So it's 3 razor shrooms and 2 thistles?
Yep.
Okay.
And you can cook it here. Same as any percent. Or 10 is plenty.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what player 5 does if he goes out of bounds and just does a 3 ancient arrow route. I assume he does. That is what he's used to, but I go ancient arrow. Oops.
Cool. That's what I'm currently running in 90%, so that's good.
I guess there might be some slight differences to this wind bomb. You just want to aim a little bit further left because we're going to get the memory before
That's right.
before going into that moblin. Oh, I hit the wall. Back this up. Woo. Oh.
Perfect.
So I don't know if you saw. I aim for the tree there for to get the angle. I was a little bit too far left, so maybe you just go a little bit to the right of the tree. But you wanna get up to the memory on the bridge instead of inside there for the moblin. Slightly different than any percent. Not too bad. Come on. I didn't get the sneak strike. I don't know how that happened.
That was weird. You got the prompts and he swung.
I don't know.
Huh.
Fine, I got an autosave right there. For the boss rush, we'll need minimum 6 arrows. So, got it. So just for backups. Alright, so this next BLS, we're going to go to the Sacred Grounds. Set it up right here. Pretty flat ground, you don't need to worry too much about the bomb rolling away. Plus the wind is quite strong. This is, again, my favorite type of setup where we walk right up into the edge with the bow held and then just push B. Should get you going right in the exact angle. You need to be a little bit cautious of the lasers, but if they snipe you, then fair play. Take the L.
I deserve it.
I mean, what can you do, really, if they do get you, snipe you out of the air there? It is what it is. Getting the memory will reset Guardian lasers, so the fact that this guy's targeting me does not really matter. We're not going to come out of the cutscene and immediately get hit.
Sweet.
The like castle cutscene works differently. The one where you like first land in castle. For some reason that doesn't reset Guardian lasers, but the memory cutscenes do. There are, that I know of, 3 different options for what you can do here for this next split. I'll try to go over them. Save state. What? There we go. Save the state there. This is what I do. I will come down here. The steps here will like block the Guardian laser, so you don't worry about him as much. What am I doing? And I'll step up right there, right on the edge of those steps.
Okay.
We slide along the ground, like very close to the ground. There's lots of trees and stuff to dodge. This is kind of a risky slide. But it is my preference for this split. So we'll go over the other ones that other people do. You can definitely get sniped by the Guardians.
This is awesome looking.
Yeah, it's an action movie.
That's so cool.
Turn pretty sharply. It's not as bad as, like, say, the Stasis BLS.
Yeah.
Just dodging trees is kind of standard. All right. Where are we? All right. The other setup would be 2 super launches. I've never been super good at these. Yeah, that's why. Because like getting any kind of speed there, you're likely going to hit the speed cap.
Yep.
But the general idea is just 2 super launches to the memory. Where am I? I gotta get situated again. As soon as I load up the save, throws me off. There we go. That angle though. Ideally, you'd land further up where you can get up on one of those hills and do a second one. Yeah, to the memory. But I am very bad at that. I don't do that. And I don't even think I would recommend it. Unless you practice the hell out of it and you get used to the lag that you would get there.
Yeah.
The other third option is probably the safest bet. You want to go north. To the castle wall. Which wastes a little bit of time because you're like going in the wrong direction for a bit to get here. But get here. Set up a BLS apparently. And go. So step up on that to get to the memory. Safest way to do it. That's how CBF did it in a previous world record. Nothing wrong with doing that way. But you have enough height where you don't have to dodge trees. You don't have to worry about lagging out from in doing super launches. You can just slide over to easy peasy.
That's pretty nice. Yeah, that's cool.
Hi Annie. Yeah, we learning.
Do we even visit the stable at all? We don't even mess with it, do we?
No, no.
Wow, that's nice.
It is. Yeah, it's because we're not doing nearly as many wind bombs. We're just doing BLS from place to place.
Exactly.
You really don't need to worry about food at all. Minor concern, like maybe near the start of the run before you get the ferries, but that's about it. Ferries really do get you through to the herbs.
Do you usually have a ferry by the time you fight Calamity?
Yeah. I try to save at least one.
Yes, I love that. The extra safety is so nice.
So from here, I go basically exactly cardinal. I climb up this little cliff. Exactly cardinal. Looking for this, I don't know, bone rock formation thing. And I use the hill there, drop the bomb. It's usually pretty secure, it doesn't roll away.
Okay.
This step up though is kind of a pain in the butt. Usually I just walk into it as slow as I can. That is the key to it. I'll try to do that again so you can see what they visual cues are for it. But I find it is pretty good. As long as you are walking slow, you'll get a step up. So, tap ZR, I guess, like well before. We're just walking slow with B held down. There. Gets you going. A few other things you can do here. I think Orcrist, in his recent AMQ run, wind bombed over to these trees, knocked one down, and used that as a step up. That's fine as well. You want to be cautious of the bokoblins there, because they have bomb arrows. They see ya and target ya, they blow you up.
That's fun.
Yeah, we're going over to this memory. We're almost done this branch.
Oh, there we go. I got it. Okay.
So from here, we go to the Lake Colomo ruins.
Yep.
Birch trees. I've seen a couple different things. I saw Newborn recently, just did a step up right here on these rocks. Not a fan. I did just lots of steering. I think was the issue. It was hard to get the angles going fast enough for my tastes. This rock here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. This rock here does work as a step up right there, or so. You might see the super launch. You climb up here, and the super launch ordinarily that way. You can, with a good super launch, you can probably get right to the memory, but a tough one for sure. What I would do and what I would recommend is Cardinal to the west, this little ruin, land here. We set up a BLS. This step up is pretty consistent, just walk right into it. Wiggle to the memory. Probably the fastest option is the super launch, but I'm not comfortable with that. I don't do that. You know, also food permitting, because you are blowing yourself up.
Strategically.
Yeah.
I like that setup though. Cardinal wind bombs is super consistent, and then you just super easy BLS.
Yeah.
Do you warp after this?
Yes. Yeah. This is the end of the branch.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah. Well, you remember what it used to be like from
everywhere.
From here to Sanadin Park. There was that really tricky BTB. There's a wind bomb chain with mid-airs that never really goes the way you want it to. There is a BLS that you can do, like stepping up here, dodging all the trees, going under the bridge there, and then doing 2 wind bombs up to the memory. I do in AMQ. But having this be the end of the branch is really ideal. It's kind of a bad spot.
Cool.
So we're going to Cryo from here. That's another thing that really, like, we never had the option of doing in the old plateau route. You can never warp to plateau shrines and use them as warp points. But here you can now, because we get the tower so early. The only plateau shrine you can't warp to is bombs. Cryo is probably the one you would use for that the most. a bit tight. Okay, we got wind. Not my favorite thing. Go like into the shrine. Too much wind. Block it. Same as you do on Plateau, but you wanna this way towards Karakar Bazaar. And there's a ferry here. That's all right. Almost got away with it losing that ferry. Not much to say about this one other than, you know, just avoid hitting anything. Can hit this little, like, camp there. Just don't. You'll be fine. One thing BLS has done for us is just making it to Gerudo Desert is way easier than it used to be. It used to be some really tricky BTBs to get this way.
Yeah. Every solution for it was still tough.
Of course, the unavoidable Naboris cutscene before you get your memory. Or very rarely just after you get your memory, but it's unavoidable no matter what.
Yeah.
And I think this is the last regular memory, right? Yeah.
You know, you said that, and 2 memories ago, I was like, oh, that's the last one. And I was like, oh, I forgot about that one. And I forgot about that one, so.
Yeah, this one's definitely the last one. Done 12 now. Go to Kakariko. I guess like any time after you're done in Castle, you can just equip weapons for the boss rush. Like you don't use your weapons at all, your bow or your sword. So anytime in between Castle and the end of the run, you can get yourself the duality and guard's bow that you're ready. Or I don't know, some people start boss rush with the boomerang. I started with the edge of duality myself. I don't think we need to go over boss rush stuff. We'll probably end right as we get to that because it is exactly the same as any percent.
Yep. I'm all good for that.
Yeah.
I'm curious about the movement to the last memory though, because it's been a while. And I knew there were
I haven't changed it too much from what I used to do.
Okay. Do you go back to Taloneg? Is that what that is?
Yep. Yeah, I wind bomb up to Taloneg. I do a super launch and then another wind bomb. And put on the champion's tunic if you want. I like to wear it just for tradition.
I like it.
Okay, game. I don't know why that failed. Almost like I had a ragdoll. So today I just learned that if you try to Google bushel of apples, Google breaks. Interesting. Why? What do you mean? How does it break? Alright, so same exact angle setup that you would do to get to the Goblin camp there in the old route.
Okay.
And super. Usually with more height than that. Mamma mia. That wasn't great. I'll just run to where you would normally land from the super. Literally every site is a different answer, and Google's official answer is as if it's a liquid measurement. Oh, weird. So you're just asking how big is a bushel of apples, and it doesn't know because there's so many inconsistent answers. Alright, so normally you would land about here from the super launch, if that was done correctly. And a aim cardinal, turn towards ordinal would give you enough speed to get to the memory from there. Gilly. I've never gotten to the memory with just a single super launch, but maybe a better gamer than I could do it. And then to finish this off, it's just a BLS to castle from Cryo. You warp to Cryo. Enough height to get you right up into Sanctum.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I guess you missed it in the old route we used to do. We used to go to Moglatan pretty early on for a warp point and use that for a lot of the BLS slides because Moglatan is super, super high. So the benefit of doing that is that you could get into castle with a ton of height so that you could get there for the 5 ancient arrows that are right up at the top, and you could go into the boss rush in Calamity with 11 ancient arrows and just melt him.
Wow.
Very fun.
That's awesome.
But that's not really an option in this route anymore. I mean, you could do wind bombs to get up there, but you'd be losing a lot of time. The only reason why that saved any time is because of castle loads. Like, you would be waiting on castle loads anyway, so you may as well just fill that time with grabbing those ancient arrows and dropping down into Sanctum.
I got you. Nothing like a long distance BOS for final stretch.
Yeah. It does feel really nice to just go straight into Sanctum at the end of the run.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Do not need to bother in castle getting yourself ready. Up here, it's exactly the same as you do in any percents. Burn. Thanks for gifting a sub to Jason.
One sub to
Appreciate it. Jason, enjoy your worms. Say thank you to Burn. Everyone knows pecs are for peppers. Yeah. Yeah, what's 4 pecs? I don't know this. Surprise, it's you. Hi, Burn. Much better way to get into castle than what we used to warp to Katachuki. We wind bombs up into the dining hall, and we do the dining hall route. It's just exactly what it looks like. I guess the one bad thing about this is if you miss Windblight skip, then you're going all the way back to
yeah.
Plateau, and you got to do that whole slide again. Don't
Throw a
miss
safety
Windblight skip.
save.
I guess you could do a safety save. But even that isn't like guaranteed to put you
Yeah, I don't even know if it would I don't know for sure it even work.
I missed it. Of course I missed it. Oh yeah, I didn't have the castle loaded when I did the see where it puts me. You want to make sure the castle map is loaded because you do otherwise when you unpause there'll be like a little bit of lag, and that's why I missed the Windlight skip.
Oh, that's
So
very interesting.
if the map is loaded, then it'll be smooth coming out of the pause menu, and you can just do it normally.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I am here. Great.
Sweet.
And I'm
Awesome.
probably not going to go over the whole boss rush.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Pretty good, right?
Pretty excited.
Yeah. Any other questions about it? About the route?
I don't think so. I'll probably watch back the
Yeah,
audio
watch it back.
recording.
I'm gonna put this probably on YouTube, and so that we can share it on the server.
Perfect.
And,
Yeah.
more people can take advantage of this lesson. Hopefully.
I think. Yeah.
Although this is different from teaching somebody who's like new to the game. I think. I mean, you're a former world record holder in this category, so it's not quite the same thing, right?
Yeah. It's definitely helpful though.
Yeah, it'll still be helpful to people. And then of course watch other runs. I would recommend my run, of course. Tao's got a good run of pretty much exactly the same route as I do. The world record is a little bit different and super hard to compete with because of his fast BLS slides.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes. Cool. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you, Makar.
Thank you for teaching. That was awesome.
Yeah, no problem.